Hello and welcome to a new podcast video. Today you're not gonna see me, so there is this picture. Please enjoy the picture and start doing something. I will be talking in the background for the next 10 minutes or so. So this here is Manu, your host for the next 10 minutes. And this is just a podcast where I talk about some random stuff that hopefully sparks some sort of perspective or make you think something in a different way. And let me start the music, because I should always put some music. So here, shout out to Lilla. She's my friend and she let me put her music and it's pretty nice, so we both gains from this. So what do I want to talk about today? Today is gonna be something that I've been doing for quite a long time. Somehow I came out with this conclusion, and is how to invest in crypto. And I would say that in general is how to invest in general. So if you ever invested any sort of money, the expectation is that with time this investment will go higher. You hope that your investment will go higher, and the investment will go higher if you understood basically if the underlying thing, how this thing is working. When you invest, you buy something basically that you can resell in the future. It can be shares, it can be tokens, crypto tokens, and you think if you did you think that this value will grow. Now if you have done your homework properly, you know exactly why it is gonna grow. Maybe they implement a new thing in the tool in the blockchain or something like this, that it will increase how fast is the next transaction or things like that. If you haven't done your homework, probably you just think that it's gonna grow because a lot of people because it has been growing for a while. But so the first thing is learn what you are investing in. And even though I'm probably the one that shouldn't be saying it too much. I mean, I do it, but I should do it more. Okay. I mainly do it for startups. Yeah, with startups, I know exactly what I'm thinking, what if the startup is growing or not. With crypto chains, it's a little bit more wild. You get a lot of information and they usually follow the same pattern. So it's very difficult to understand the one that is going to shoot out or not. Anyway, so the first thing is learn more about the thing that you're going to invest in. Crypto, startups, shares, so a company in general. Maybe it's even you can invest also in real estate. So you're gonna buy an apartment or a house, and you might think, okay, this is an area that in the next future is gonna become better. So first thing, get more information, as much information as you can. And usually taking this information and sort of process it mentally, it takes a long time. It's not something that in 30 minutes you search on Google and you're okay. It takes actually hours, days to find all the information that you need to properly understand something. So it's really difficult. I would say that, a lot of investment banks, get so much money because they actually put a lot of effort in researching the stuff. Maybe they don't do it and they just get, unlucky, but, for sure, the more information you get out of something, the better is gonna be your plan. Then second, and this is also very important, is understanding when you start an investment, and you have to understand it before you do an investment. It's what's your damn position? What's your plan about this investment? So from some generic point of view, there are three types, or that's the types of investments that I have. I have short positions, medium positions, and long-term positions. And every one of each position has its own qualities, and they have also their subcategories of how I invest in them. But anyway, this is the general idea, is before I do an investment, and before you should do an investment, you should understand how many months you're gonna be in this investment, and for which time or period you expect to go out of it. Now, it's very important to also keep track of it, so that when you go out, you also write why did you go out, and you will understand at some point that you do everything wrong. Like, you say that you want this investment to last 3 months, but after a few days, for some reason, it overshoot, and you're like, I'm gonna sell now. And so you're gonna have to write medium position of 3 months. Usually that's how a medium position should be. And then you're gonna, in a couple of days, you see the date when you went out, and you're gonna say, oh, the very good price. Or maybe you go out because you get scared, and it's like, oh my god, the price dropped 10%. I was losing so much, I had to go out. And the more you do this, and you understand it as soon as you're thinking about it, the more you do, you keep track of your investments, and you say what sort of investments they were, the more you understand how bad you are in sort of keep your plan straight. And the moment you understand how bad you are, it's the moment where you get better at something, because then you think, okay, how can I get better at this? And so every time I go in a new crypto startup investment shares, I sort of plan for how long I expect to stay in this investment. And there is short, medium, and long. How long is short? To a couple of weeks. In a couple of weeks time, I expect to already go out of this crypto. Usually it's crypto. Medium, it's about 3 months. And long term is more than 1 year. And what do they sort of represent? So the short term is for somehow almost the day trading, or you expect the value of this thing to go up at some point in the next 2 weeks, which is gonna be, Manu, that doesn't make any sense as investment. In fact, it shouldn't be called an investment, it should be called more day trading. But you can somehow, that's, we are not experts in this, okay? Financial experts, let's just say, is somehow investing. 3 months, it's a sort of period, always about cryptos, and it takes into consideration the fact that there are seasonal highs and lows for which crypto go up and down, or tends to be higher and lower. Now, to get exactly which month is higher, which month is lower, you have to guess it. It's a lot of guessing. So I don't really know. I wouldn't be even confident to share with you which are my high months and low months, because crypto has behaved in so many ways in so many years. It's very difficult to understand what is higher month. So usually, starting from the day you choose to make an investment, you sort of make the plan, and you're like, okay, in 3 months the price should be at least higher. At some point should be a very high. I should get a high peak. That's the idea. Then we have the last one, and the long-term position. This is something where you put your money in something that you really believe in, and what you do is buy the stuff and then forget about it. Almost basically forget about it. Why? Because you don't want to get into the position of selling too low, selling too early, and then for 3-4 months time there is the explosion that you were expecting. So you want to make sure that you don't care about the current situation, not even seasonal situation of the crypto, even startups. We are also talking about startups here. You want to make sure to understand that if your belief system is working or not at this point. But yeah. So something that I was doing it. So this is something, a structuring of investment that I came up with eventually. And how did I come up with is because I was basically falling for the how do I call it? The amateur trap of investing. Basically, every time the price was, I was putting all my pot, which is not that much, but I was putting all of it in one coin. Then two things would happen. It could go high or low. And every time it was going low, I was desperate because, oh my God, how do I go out of this? And then if it was going higher, I was like, okay, now I can sell. And then as soon as I sell, I'm like, yeah, but what do I do now? Because the price was at that level. Do I have to wait for the price to go down now? What do I do? So after some time, I noticed that what I was doing, it was basically all these free investment styles. I was doing them all at the same time. Meaning when I was starting to think about, putting the money, I was like, I believe in this, I'm gonna put all of it in there. And that was a long-term way of thinking of investment. I was starting it as a long-term. But then as soon as I reached a very nice peak, I was like, how do I get this? And I was like, I cannot, because I was waiting for the next year. But anyway, I was going out anyway, because I wanted to get this peak. And then I noticed that, wait, here there is a different kind of thinking that I'm applying to this kind of situation, which was sort of new to me. It's not new for people that have been studying business for a long time. I was a beginner. And I eventually came up with the idea, yes, the thing is that I know that I'm already gonna have this thinking when there is gonna be these seasonal peaks. So let's have these seasonal plans of 3 months. But I also believe in this, so I had these long-term plans. But then I was also noticing that some days things were just going crazy and then go down. And it was not even a seasonal thing, it was just a matter of days. How do I get those? How do I have fun during the day, for example? Sometimes I also do like that. And I came out with these 3 different sort of investments, which they all apply in crypto and shares. When we are talking about startups, that's also a possibility. There are some websites that let you invest in startups. We are talking about years. And it's not even be easy for you to get money out of the shares of a startup. That's why it's very important for you to it's very important for me to make you aware that that's not easy, because as soon as you put 500 euros, dollars, pounds in a startup, you get shares maybe in 6 months. Then before it gets to a marketplace then where you can sell the shares, it can take even more time. So maybe let's put 3 months more if you are lucky, and if you choose a platform that lets you trade these shares internally. If not, you have to wait till they do an IPO, which can take 3 to 4 years. But also, truth be told, a startup will give you a way higher, if you're lucky, and it's not, fortunately, not so many people are lucky. The vast majority of startups fails, 90%. If you're lucky, you get a very nice return, maybe a 10x or something like this. So it's a very, very long-term strategy for startups, always. While for others, shares and crypto, here we were talking mainly about cryptos, you can adopt many different kinds, and even shares. But crypto is the next level of the market, the share market, the stock market. Why? Because it's 24/7. While the market is only active 5 days a week, and it's only for those 8 hours per day. So it's less dynamic somehow. It's dynamic per se, but it's less dynamic than the crypto market. Even though right now it's very difficult to understand what the crypto market is representing exactly. But I would argue it's not even easy to understand what it is representing the price of some companies, in particular when these prices depends on how famous they are instead of the revenues. So I'm going to another topic here, but anyway, that's when my thoughts. I hope that I made you a little bit think about investing and how you could start investing, and how, more importantly, how to learn from your mistakes in investing. And maybe I give you some initial ideas on how to invest instead of all the pot all together and fingers crossed that it goes up. Maybe just do like this: have 3 positions. 50% of your money is gonna be long term, 30% of your money is gonna be medium term, 20% of that pot is gonna be short term. And then we make it even more complex. Instead of using all the money immediately and buy everything immediately, let's use half of the long term in long term, half of the money in the medium term in medium term stuff, and half of the money in the short term. Actually use all the money in the short term, because what you want to do with some safe money that you want to keep around is to buying if there is any dip happening. So hopefully I gave you even more information right now, but some more perspective of different investment plans that you might want to do. I'm not a financial advisor, so please do not do what I'm saying. Just think about it and see if you could, and get as much information as you can. So thanks you for listening to me, and see you next time, which is gonna be tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm gonna finish my 7 days, probably 8 at this point, 7 days, 8 days video challenge. I'm gonna see so happy that I can start my new year in a very nice way for my YouTube channel. See ya and bye. Have a great day.